everyone. As promised, in one of my videos, I said I was going to do a review of the Positive Grid Spark amp, and today that's what we're going to do. So let's get going. This amp has a ton of features. The onboard effects, it has 33 amp models, 43 different effects including noise gates, compressors, distortion, modulation, delays, reverb. On the back of the device, it has an auxiliary port to plug in your music, a USB port so you can plug in direct. It has Bluetooth connectivity as well, which I will show you in depth. I will show you, I'm going to use my cell phone. I think everyone has a cell phone nowadays. It does have a iPad app as well, which is what I use primarily because the screen is so much bigger, but it works really well on the phone as well. Inside this thing are two custom designed speakers by Positive Grid, and I cannot compliment this amp enough on how amazing it sounds. I was absolutely blown away. I bought this on a whim when it first came out. A bunch of people were talking about it, so I bought one just to see, and it absolutely lived up to the hype. I just can't get over how it sounded. In my opinion, this is the best practice amp in the world. It's $279. I think I'll post a link from their website on where you can buy this. It comes with a really nice bag as well. This amp is not heavy at all. It has a removable leather strap that you can take off if you leave it stationary. It comes in at just about 11.5 pounds, so it's really not that much heavier than a guitar. Actually, there are some guitars that are that heavy, so it's very, very portable. Included in the box is a power adapter, a USB cable, you know, your start guide, your quick start guide, all that fun stuff to get going. I don't think I looked at the manual once. I downloaded the app and the rest is rock and roll history. It was very self-explanatory, very easy to use, so let's get into it. Once you download the app, you'll be greeted with this screen that asks you to connect to it. It's as simple as pressing connect, and you're going to watch it connect to the amp. So now that it's connected, I have it on my Soldano amp that I set up. To go through these, it's as simple as clicking from the top. You can select all pop, rock, blues, and all the respective amp and amp models are in there with templates that are preset up for you with, you know, effects and all kinds of fun stuff that you can edit all of them. So just for demonstration purposes, I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to show you one of them. But you click an amp and you can see that it shows you the amp. It shows you all the effects that are in use and are not in use. So you can see that the delay is highlighted, so you know that the delay is working. But this modulation's not. So if I wanted to click that, it's just like real pedals. It's pretty awesome. You literally just click it and it turns on. You can in real time change all these knobs, everything. You can edit everything. It's incredible. So if I turn this off again, switch to the delay. If I wanted to change, let's say I didn't want this digital chorus, if you just tap any one of them, it pulls up this whole list of different modulations in this case that you can use. So if I want to use a univibe, for example, I can click the univibe, close that, and now I have the vibe there. And again, turn it on, turn it off, change the parameters of the device. It's just simple to use. I absolutely love it. So the amps are the same way. Double click it, it changes the amp up there, and again, same thing. You can change all these parameters on the fly, dial in the sound that you like. It's super easy to use. I'm using a pre-made template called Bluesart. I'm going to play the exact same thing. I'm just going to switch it to this country road. Now, if you want to see what they are, when you double click it, that's when you drill down into what's being used. So in this case, we're using an AC amp. There's a drive pedal, a noise gate, and reverb. Again, if you want to mess with any of these parameters, you just double click on the pedal, whichever pedal you want to mess with. Turn it on, turn it off, change the settings. It's crazy fun. So now I'm switching to Dancing in the Room, which I assume is some John Mayer style voicings. Double click on it, you can see it's a blackface. We have some modulation going, reverb, and a compressor with a wah. Interesting. Switching to a British accent amp. Looks like this is some type of orange. Switching to a modern Stone amp. We have compressor wah, 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐬. I just accidentally turned on the drive. Reverb, and that's it. Switching to something that's a little bit more my speed, millennial lead. Alright, I could spend all day on these amps, so I'm not going to. But I do want to show you some of the rest of the cool features of this amp and the application. So if you click on the music tab here, this is probably the coolest thing about the amp. I'm going to get to some of the other features, but this one I want to talk about because I think this is one of the most crucial tools for any beginner guitarist, intermediate guitarist, because it's allowing you to play with like these random backing tracks. So if I just click on rock, you can see that it's pulling up a rock backing track. It's showing me the chords that are being used, when they're being used, the time. You can change the beat. You can change almost everything. You can even change the chords that are being used. It's crazy fun. I got lost like for an hour this morning just checking out these different features. So this one blew me away because there's lessons built right into this. I got to figure out how to get my videos on here. So you can see the first one is top picks, tab songs. The first one is Thunderstruck by AC/DC. So if you click on this, how cool is that these are built right into it? It's showing you the chords that are being used. It's showing you the tab at the top. I mean, this is incredible. Just absolutely incredible. And on that note, I do want to cover some of the other features that I talk about all the time. So there's a built-in tuner. So if I turn my guitar back on, you can see that I'm in tune. If I go to the A, the next feature is the metronome, which, like I said, this is one of the most important tools for any guitarist. Just click it, You can change the beat. Very, very easy to use. I love that it has the display as well. I just want to show you guys this really quick because if you don't want to use the application, you don't have to. You can just use the amp. And I gotta tell you, I do it all the time because you can store your presets in here. So again, this is just a practice amp for me anyway. So I have plenty of tones with these 4. So you can see on the bottom left here, there's all these templates that are built in, these pre-made sounds for you, the metal, channel, high gain, crunch, glassy, clean, bass, acoustic. I gotta mention the acoustic sound. I was blown away with how good it is. Every sound in this amp is worth checking out. Mess around with it. You will spend hours just playing. There's so many good sounds in this amp. But anyway, so if you don't want to use the application, you can store your sounds right in here. Let me turn this back on so you can see this. Once it boots up, you can just click between them and you'll hear your different sounds. There's a music volume as well. This volume is for the music input. So if you're inputting, if you plug in an MP3 player in the back and you're playing, jamming along with it, that's what this volume is for, which is awesome because it's separate. It's separate from your guitar sound. So if you want to turn up your guitar but not the music, you can do that. There's 2 separate volumes for it. They really have thought of everything for the guitarist. That's what I think is the most important thing to take away from this review, is this amp is so good because you can tell that musicians built it. This was not just something that was, you know, subbed out to some engineer. Musicians really had significant impact on how this was designed, how it's used, all the different tools that go along with really being, again, in my opinion, the best practice amp in the world. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the amp, mention them in the comments and I'll address them when I can. Like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to continue doing videos like this, so stay tuned. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.